Grant Hirschner. 7 years in ministry together. Oh my gosh. I tell you, it makes me just want to break out in an animal game. So that's just what comes to my mind. And no, Todd gave me a hard time on that again, even in these. But hey, I just want you to know, Grant, I love you. I appreciate you. I love the fact that, you know what, it's been in the last few years that I've really, I think, captured the heart of Grant. That Grant is not okay with the status quo. Grant wants something different. Grant does not want to go to England or Florida like everyone else. Grant wants to go to Iceland or something. He wants to live life a little bit differently. And you know what, man? I love that. I love that about you. For me, it was an aha moment and just going, Grant wants to live outside of the box. And you know what? I love that last summer, I feel like in Honduras, I saw you living outside the box. Like you were living, doing ministry, the passion you had with those kids. I absolutely loved it. And I think that you're an amazing guy. And I so appreciate, I want to read to you a verse that I think is, to me, the verse that so captures you. And I'm sorry, I thought I had it set up here. It says, this is talking in Matthew 20. And it says, Matthew 20, 26 through 28, it says, not so with you. Instead, whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant, and whoever wants to be first must be your slave. Just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. Dude, live as a servant. Grant, you're an amazing servant. Last year I saw that, and you know what? When I think about you living outside of that box, I think that's probably the biggest thing is, man, I think God's calling you to serve in some powerful ways. And so I love you. I'm excited for what God's going to do in this next chapter. I want you to remember, student ministry is not over. It goes through college, so we get a lot more time together, man. I'm excited about that and just getting to be together in this next season. And I know God's got great things he wants to do with your life, Grant. Don't forget that, and whatever you need, anytime, you call me whenever, and we'll also just stay connected in many other ways. But love you, man. Excited for what's going to happen.
Hi, Grant. I just want to say thank you for your friendship and over the years of youth and different a lot of basketball games. A lot of sporting activities and whatnot. And I just wanted to say thank you. It's always been fun having you here, and it's been cool to see you grow up and see what. And I'm really looking forward to see what the future has for you. With God, all things are possible, and I hope that's something that you will carry on with you. And I hope these what you've learned here in youth and everything, you can take that and hopefully that'll give you something to lean on in the hard times and something to cherish in the good times. So I know that over the next few years, that's a good phrase to hold on to, because I know there's going to be a lot of good times and a lot of hard times, and as you kind of find your way and see what you want to be when you grow up and all that. So I just thank you so much for everything, and I pray for all good things to come your way, and I hope we can stay in touch. I'm always here for you, and looking forward to catching up from you on time to time and seeing how everything's going. So just thank you.
This next message is for you, Grant. Grant, I've watched you grow in the questions that you and Carter have asked in D teams have been awesome. You guys asked some hard questions. You've challenged Todd and I over time, and now Norm in D teams. And I just wanted to say congratulations, Grant, on your graduation. Very exciting. Very excited for you. Can't wait to see what God has in store for your life at this next step. One thing I wanted to share with you and leave you with is that during this pandemic, nothing has remained the same. And one of those things is sports. Sports has been stopped, all live sports. So I've watched the Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Golden State Warriors like 5 times, and I think it's awesome, and I get excited every time. But one thing I wanted to share with you, and I hope you've been able to experience during this time, is that your faith, you prioritize what's important. And my prayer for you is that your faith, you have seen that your faith remains constant. And Grant, I wanted to share this with you. If you could look at Romans chapter 12, it talks about living sacrifices, that our bodies are living sacrifices. And it says, therefore I urge you, brothers, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as living sacrifices, holy and pleasing to God. This is your spiritual act of worship. Do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And that's where you're going away to school, to renew your mind. But renew it spiritually. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will for your life. I just wanted to share with you how excited I am to see what God has in store. And I want you to continue to turn the page, get into God's will, and read his scripture, because all the answers to life are here in this book. And my challenge to you, Grant, is that you will grow spiritually, that you will find faith as critically important as we do. But I want you to know that your church loves you. We love you. And when you're ready to come back, when you come back on vacation and you come back, during the summer months, I can't wait to hear what God is doing in your life and what you're doing, because it's going to be exciting. So I wish you nothing but the best, and I love you, and Godspeed, and I can't wait to see you when you come back.
Grant, this is for you, bud. Really excited. Congratulations on your 2020 graduation. Really looking forward to hearing about all the next steps of your life and things to come. As I reminisced about our time together, a few things stood out. One, just how good of an arguer you are. Anything I said, you would argue the other end of it. I should have started saying the opposite of what I felt so that you would argue for what I actually felt. You were very good at it. I'm sure if you ever wanted to be an attorney or any position that argued a lot, you would be amazing at it. Very smart, very athletic, always enjoyed being around you. I think you're a really fun guy. You have a lot of things going for you, and I'm really excited to see how you use your skills and talents in this next phase of your life. Some other things I remember is playing basketball with you, the 2-on-1 games with you and Carter, and how you guys would dominate me. I'll give you that since it's your graduation. And also just how funny you are. I mentioned before how smart you are. Just think you're a really good guy. And so I'm excited to see you take all those skills into college and where you're headed next. And along those lines, the verse that I've chosen for you reflects some of those things. It's Psalms 139:14. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works. My soul knows it very well. And I just want you to hear that you are wonderfully made. And that God has huge plans for you if you will follow him the rest of the days of your life. And I see you breaking barriers and doing tons of good stuff. So Grant, I am so excited for you. Congratulations. I miss you. I love you. And I do have good news. After we're all done here, we're going to do a group game, which I know you love. Hey, love you, man. Congratulations.